Hello, thank you for joining me. I'm just walking through the walled garden at Hughenden Manor, just outside High Wycombe in Buckinghamshire. This is the kitchen garden and the orchard of Hughenden Manor, which is a National Trust property. It's the former home of a former British Prime Minister, Benjamin Disraeli. So I'm just going to show you around some of the grounds, and I'm going to show you a bit of Hughenden Manor from the outside. So this is, you may have seen some of my more recent videos. We've been to quite a few National Trust properties, mainly more urban ones, although we've done quite a few countryside in the past. Well, I've just coming down here, you can see the apple trees, a bit of everything you'd expect in a kitchen garden. I'm just seeing here, I really like these things. I showed you one the other day at Rainham Hall, although it hadn't grown as much as this. I'm sure those of you who saw the Rainham Hall video, this is what a willow arch that's grown up a lot will look like. So I'm going to walk through it because I enjoy walking through these sort of things. So I'll put the camera so you can see ahead. So yeah, I just my inner child, I enjoy running through these little arches. There's another willow arch here. Let's follow this one. Quite windy. This is the newer end by the look of it, because the willow hasn't grown so much. I can just about stand up here, and we come to the end. So looking back, that's the willow arch we've just walked through in the kitchen garden, or walled garden. It's a walled garden, but it's kind of it's also a kitchen garden and an orchard as well. So we've got apple trees. These look like red currant bushes. Looks as though, if you would like to, you can buy plants here, which is quite nice. Buy plants that have been grown in the National Trust garden, take them home. I'll take you now and show you the manor house. There's the old stables up there. Inside is the cafe and tea rooms, etc. And I'll walk through this way. This will take us to the manor. So we're now beginning the most grandest part of the estate. So turn around here, there's the manor over there. One of Benjamin Disraeli's interests was trees. He liked having lots of different trees planted in his grounds. One of his other favourite pastimes was he was an author. Lots of books, he wrote a lot of books. So look here, that takes us towards Hughenden Manor. We'll walk round this way, show you the front of the manor. I'm going to go around the back and show you the back garden. There's a monkey tail or monkey puzzle tree, whatever you like to call it. So these are all coniferous, the trees on this large oval outside the front. So this was actually originally a Georgian manor. I mean, it's been a manor on this site for years, going back to probably the 1000s. But what you see today is this Victorian Gothic manor. It was originally a Georgian manor, but it's been rebuilt to look like, to be more like a Victorian Gothic manor. It's quite interesting here. I noticed that there, that's the drawing room in there, but if you look closely, you can see behind this window, they're just bricks. That was so inside, it gave more formal room. It didn't ruin the symmetry of the room. So he just had, it's actually the library. It was originally the drawing room, and then the library was the room over here. They swapped the two around so that the drawing room was south facing and got more light, and the books were better protected. But as for those windows, they ruined the symmetry. So, but outside, he didn't want to ruin the symmetry by not having any windows. So that's why you just see glass with bricks behind them. Now down there is the Hughenden Valley itself. There's one of the branches of the River Wye is down there. There's actually two branches of the River Wye, not to be confused with the River Wye that flows through Gloucestershire, through places like Ross on Wye and Hay on Wye. That's a completely different river on the other side of England, and it also flows through parts of Wales. So this is the smaller River Wye. It has one source up that way, further up the Hughenden Valley, and there's another source which also flows through the other National Trust property near High Wycombe, West Wycombe Park, which I hope will be a future video, so I'm sure we can go there at some point and see that one. I'm going to take you now through to the back garden, to the formal. It's more of a property with lots of parkland, but it has got some very attractive gardens. What it has got, and I don't know if you can see, if the camera will pick that out, but right up over there, beyond the gardens, where you can see the woods in the distance, there's a field. At the top of the field is the Disraeli monument. I'm going to show you now the back of the house. So yeah, it's a lovely Victorian Gothic house. Well, I say it was actually a Georgian house. It's been rebuilt as a Victorian Gothic house, and there's the gardens ahead. So I'll walk around the gardens, and in the very distance I can see High Wycombe town. But if you came here during the spring, there'd be lots of flowers out. So it's a very pleasant property. You can also do some quite extensive walks in the countryside, and the actual Hughenden estate goes right out over to Downley village over there, which is kind of now a suburb of High Wycombe. If you come here and you don't have a car, then you could come to High Wycombe by bus or train, and I'm sure there's frequent buses that come at least part of the way up the Hughenden Valley, because over there you can see sort of residential areas, so I'm sure getting here by public transport is possible if you don't have a car. If you have got a car, they've got a big car park, so however you get here, it's worth coming. And then I'll show you over there behind me is Hughenden Manor, the back of Hughenden Manor, and then you can't see too much even with it being autumn, but High Wycombe town centre is that way. I can just about make out the church tower and various other more modern buildings, but they don't overly show up, which maybe is a good thing, because not so much the church tower but the more modern buildings, it keeps the traditional view. I'm just going to take you down this one last path, so have a last look at back at Hughenden Manor. And well, the last thing I want to show you really is just more of the valley, or what we can see. Can we see anymore? I don't actually know, because I haven't been down this path for quite a while. I last visited here quite a few years ago, so we're now coming through more like an arboretum kind of area. I'm going to finish here, I think, by these gates, because these are sort of the gates from the pleasure grounds out into the park itself. So you can just see those gates over there, and the valley with the River Wye is down there. So it's a very pleasant place to come for a walk, or to come and visit Hughenden Manor. So hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.